Zara stood before the mirror in her quarters aboard the diplomatic vessel Starsong. The reflection that stared back at her was alien even to herself. Her skin glowed with a faint purple luminescence. Her eyes were large oval pools of silver with no visible pupils. Her slender frame stood 7 feet tall with forearms that moved with unusual grace. Her people, the Valorians, considered her plain, perhaps even unattractive. On Valoria, beauty meant having vibrant blue skin patterns, intense gold, eyes and a sturdy build. Zara had none of these. Her skin was too pale, her eyes too silver, her build too willowy. She had spent her life being overlooked, ignored, labeled as unsuitable for courtship. Yet here she was chosen as the diplomatic representative. To meet the humans, Earth had finally achieved faster-than-light travel and made contact with the Valorian Alliance. Zara was selected not for her appearance, but for her brilliant mind and talent for languages she had mastered human English in mere weeks. The Starsong would dock with the human station in less than an hour. Zara adjusted her ceremonial robes a final time. Her heart raced with anxiety. Would the humans find her as unattractive as her own people did? Would they recoil at the sight of her? Would this historic meeting fail because of her appearance? An alert chimed, signaling her to proceed to the docking bay. Zara took a deep breath and left her quarters. The corridors of the ship were quiet, most crew members already at their stations. She walked alone, her 4 hands fidgeting with nervous energy. The ship captain Trell nodded as she approached his skin adorned with the beautiful blue markings that Zara lacked. Remember, representative, the humans are unpredictable. They might react poorly to our appearance. Be prepared, he said. I understand, Captain. I have studied their behavioral patterns extensively. Zara replied, her voice steady. Despite her fears, the docking sequence began. The metal hull of the ship hummed as it connected with the human station. The airlock cycled, preparing for the historic meeting. The inner door slid open, revealing a small reception committee of humans. Zara stepped forward as practiced, her 4 hands positioned in the formal greeting gesture. She towered over the humans, who stared up at her with wide eyes. A human woman stepped forward. Her skin was brown, her hair pulled back in a neat bun. She wore a uniform with many insignias that Zara recognized as marks of authority. I am Admiral Kate Morgan of Earth Space Command. Welcome to Orbital Station Unity. The human said. Zara bowed slightly. I am Representative Zara of the Valorian Alliance. I bring greetings and peaceful intentions from my people. The Admiral smiled, her expression warm and genuine. We are honored by your presence. Please come this way. We have prepared a reception. Zara followed the humans through the station, aware of the stares from station personnel they passed. Her anxiety grew with each step. Perhaps they were disgusted, but too diplomatic to show it. The reception area was decorated with symbols from both Earth and Valoria, an impressive display of research by the humans. Food and drinks had been arranged, though the humans could not know what Valorians consumed. A human approached, offering a cup filled with clear liquid water. We thought this might be safest until we understand more about your biochemistry. This human was shorter, with light skin and red hair. Thank you, Zara accepted the cup. You are correct. Water is suitable for my species. I am sorry I did not receive your name. Lily Patel, Science Officer. The human replied, May I ask you something, Representative Zara? Of course, Zara said, preparing herself for questions. About Valorian technology or politics. Your skin, how it glimmers in the light, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Lily said, her voice filled with wonder, You look like starlight. Zara froze, her 4 hands clutching the water cup so tightly, she feared it might break. Beautiful. The human thought she was beautiful. She must have misunderstood the translation. I apologize, but I believe there is an error in translation. You used a term that indicates aesthetic appeal, Zara said carefully. Lily smiled wider. No error. Your appearance is stunning, almost magical to human eyes. The way your skin glows, the silver of your eyes, it's unlike anything on Earth. Many humans would consider you extraordinarily beautiful. Admiral Kate approached. Officer, Patel is right. Representative, from a human perspective, your species appears quite beautiful. The luminescence of your skin resembles our most precious natural phenomena, like the northern lights. Zara felt a warmth spread through her chest. Beautiful, to humans. What her own people saw as plain, these aliens saw as precious. Her entire life she had been judged by Valorian standards, never considering that beauty might be perceived differently by other species. This is unexpected, Zara admitted. On my world, my appearance is considered plain unremarkable. Really? Lily looked genuinely surprised. That shows how beauty truly exists in the eye of the beholder, doesn't it? Different worlds, different standards. For the first time in her life, Zara felt a strange pride in her appearance. The diplomatic meetings continued for hours, but Zara barely noticed the passage of time. She found herself engaged in fascinating conversations with the humans who seemed genuinely interested in her and her culture. When she returned to the Star Song that night, Zara looked in the mirror again. But this time she saw herself differently. She saw what the humans saw: the gentle glow of her skin, the unusual grace of her forearms, the silver pools of her eyes. Not ugly, not plain, but simply different. A different kind of beautiful. The next morning, as the formal negotiations began, Zara entered the meeting room with new confidence. Captain Trell noticed the change immediately. "You seem different today, Representative," he observed. "I have learned something important about perspective, Captain," Zara replied. "Something that might help our people understand humans better." The negotiations proceeded smoothly. Zara found herself uniquely positioned to bridge the gap between human and Valorian thinking. Her lifetime of feeling different among her own people had prepared her to understand the value of different perspectives. As days passed, Zara spent more time with Lily. The human scientist showed genuine curiosity about Valorian culture, and Zara found herself eager to share. "Your language has 15 words for honor but none for competition." "How fascinating," Lily said during one of their cultural exchange sessions, "and yours has so many words for love." "Each slightly different. I find it beautiful," Zara replied. They sat in the observation deck watching Earth rotate below them. The blue planet seemed so small from space, yet it contained such diversity. "May I ask something personal?" Lily said. Breaking the comfortable silence, Zara nodded. "Do you have family back home? People who miss you?" Zara hesitated. The question touched on her loneliness. "I have a birth cluster, 5 genetic siblings, but we are not close. My differences made integration difficult." I'm sorry to hear that," Lily said sincerely. "It is the way of things," Zara responded. "But tell me about your family." Lily spoke of her mothers and brother, her home in a place called Seattle. Her words painted pictures of ocean and mountains of family. Gatherings and celebrations, Zara listened entranced by the warmth in Lily's voice when she spoke of her people. "Humans value connection deeply," Zara observed. "Most do, yes," Lily agreed. "Though we can be terrible at showing it sometimes," Admiral Kate called a special meeting 3 days later. The human and Valorian teams gathered around a large table. Zara noticed tension in the human postures. "We have received communication from our government," Kate announced. "They wish to accelerate our technological exchange, particularly regarding your defensive shield technology." Captain Trell bristled, his skin markings darkening with concern. "This was not part of our initial agreement. The Council approved cultural and scientific exchange only, no military technology." Kate sighed. "I understand your concern, but Earth faces threats from other regions of space. Our leadership believes stronger defenses are necessary." Zara saw the diplomatic bridge beginning to crumble. The humans wanted protection. The Valorians feared providing weapons to a young species. It was an ancient dilemma. "Perhaps we can find middle ground," Zara suggested. "There are technologies that serve both defensive and scientific purposes. Shield harmonics, for instance, protect against radiation, which benefits space exploration." Both sides looked at her with surprise. The representative makes a valid point. A human named Gloria said, "Dual-purpose technology could satisfy both requirements." Captain Trell remained skeptical. The Council will need assurances that such technology would not be weaponized. What if we established a joint research facility? Zara proposed. Humans and Valorians working together, ensuring proper application of shared knowledge. The tension in the room eased slightly as both sides considered this compromise. I believe my government would find this acceptable, Kate said finally. I will present it to the Council. Trell agreed. Later, Lily found Zara in the ship's botanical garden. The alien was studying earth plants with fascination. That was impressive, Lily said. Your solution may have saved the Alliance. Zara touched a flower gently with one of her hands. I simply saw what others could not, a path between positions. Is that a skill? All Valorians have. Lily asked. No. Zara replied. Most of my people think in absolutes. It is another way I differ from them. Lily stepped closer. Your differences make you valuable, not despite them, but because of them. Something shifted between them in that moment. A deeper understanding, a connection that transcended their biological differences. Zara felt it like a physical sensation, a warmth spreading through her chest. I have been invited to visit Earth, Zara said, to see your oceans and mountains, to meet more humans. Would you show me your world, Lily? Lily's face brightened. I would be honored. Nothing would make me happier. As they stood surrounded by the green life from Earth, Zara realized something important was happening, something neither human nor Valorian diplomats had anticipated. A true bridge was forming, not just between worlds but between hearts. Earth was overwhelming. Zara had studied human culture for months, but nothing prepared her for the sensory experience of the planet itself. The weight of natural gravity, the scent of ocean air, the endless variety of sounds and colors Lily had arranged for their shuttle to land in the region called Pacific Northwest. A small committee greeted them, but there was less formality than aboard the space station. Zara noticed humans staring at her with open curiosity. Some smiled, some waved, some children pointed and asked loud questions that made their parents look embarrassed. Your appearance attracts attention, Lily explained as they walked toward a waiting vehicle. Most humans have never seen aliens except in entertainment media. Am I what they expected? Zara asked. Lily laughed. Probably not. Our imagination tends toward the bizarre. When creating fictional aliens, the human home where Zara would stay belonged to Lily's family. It sat on a hillside overlooking water with tall green trees surrounding it. Lily's mothers, Diane and Grace, welcomed Zara with warm smiles and no signs of fear. We have prepared a room for you, Diane said. We had to extend the bed for your height. We hope it will be comfortable. Your consideration honors me, Zara replied using a formal Valorian expression. Lily's brother Sam was younger with boundless energy and questions. He stared at Zara's 4 arms with fascination. Can you do more things with 4 arms? Do you have 4 brains too? What does Valorian food taste like? Can you show me your spaceship sometime? Sam, give our guest space to breathe, Grace scolded gently. It is no trouble, Zara assured them. Curiosity is valued among my people as well. She demonstrated how her 4 arms could perform separate tasks, simultaneously solving a mathematical equation with one pair, while sketching a Valorian symbol with the other. Sam watched with delight. The following days were filled with new experiences. Lily took Zara hiking in forests with trees, taller than any building on Valoria. They visited beaches where Zara felt ocean water for the first time. The salt stung her skin pleasantly, a sensation she had no word for in her language. They traveled to a place called Seattle, where buildings stretched toward the sky and humans moved in constant motion. Zara noticed how the humans reacted to her, some with fear, some with wonder, many with kindness. She had not expected. Your people are more accepting of difference than I anticipated, Zara told Lily as they sat in a public garden. On my world, those who look different often face isolation. Humans can be cruel too, Lily admitted. Our history is full of division and prejudice, but many of us try to do better, to see beyond surface differences. Group of children approached hesitantly. Their guardian, a tall human with dark skin, nodded encouragingly. "Are you really from space?" One child asked. Zara nodded. "Yes, I come from a planet called Valoria. It is very far from here. Do you miss your home?" Another child asked. The question caught Zara by surprise. She considered it carefully. "I miss certain things. The light of our 3 moons, the song festivals in summer, the library towers. But I am finding many wonderful things on Earth, too." The children seemed satisfied with this answer. They waved goodbye as they left. The simple interaction left Zara feeling strangely content. That evening, as they returned to Lily's family home, an urgent message waited from Admiral Kate. The human leader requested an immediate video conference. Lily's face grew serious as she read the message. This must be important. They set up the communication in the home study. Admiral Kate's image appeared on the screen, her expression grave. "Representative Zara, I apologize for interrupting your Earth visit, but we've received disturbing news. A faction within the Valorian Alliance called the Purists has publicly denounced our alliance. They claim humans are dangerous and unpredictable. They demand all contact be severed." Zara felt a cold sensation spread through her body. She knew of the Purists, an extremist group that believed in Valorian superiority and genetic purity. The Purists have always been a minority, Admiral. Their views do not represent the Alliance, perhaps, but their spokesperson specifically mentioned you. Representative. They claim your positive reports about humans cannot be trusted because of your, Kate hesitated, non-standard genetic profile. Zara stiffened. The old pain returned, sharper than before. Even here across the stars, her differences were used against her. "They said what?" Lily interjected, anger in her voice. "They suggested Representative Zara might be compromised by human influence due to her genetic irregularities." Kate explained reluctantly. "That's absurd," Lily protested. Zara raised a hand for calm. "The Purists have always feared what they do not understand, Admiral. I assume the Council has responded." "They have. They reaffirmed their commitment to the Alliance, but they have requested your immediate return to address these concerns in person." After the call ended, Zara stood by the window looking up at the night sky. Somewhere among those stars was Valoria, a world that had never fully accepted her. "You don't have to go back," Lily said quietly. "You could stay here." For a moment, Zara allowed herself to imagine it, a life on Earth, among humans who saw beauty in her differences. But she knew it was impossible. "I must return. The Alliance is too important. If my testimony can strengthen it, then I must speak." Lily stepped closer. "I understand, but promise me something." "What?" "Promise you'll come back." The request hung in the air between them. A simple phrase heavy with meaning. Zara looked into Lily's eyes and saw something she had never seen directed at her before. Something that transcended worlds and species. "I promise," Zara said, and meant it. The return journey to Valoria felt longer than the trip to Earth had been. Zara spent hours in her quarters reviewing diplomatic protocols and preparing her defense of the human alliance. The Purists were a small faction, but their voices carried weight among the more conservative council members. Captain Trell seemed distant during the voyage. His formal politeness suggested he had heard the Purist accusations. "Do you believe I am compromised, Captain?" Zara finally asked him directly. So considered his response carefully. "I believe you see potential in humans that others might miss, but I do not question your loyalty to Valoria." It was not the answer she had hoped for, but it was honest at least. The Valorian homeworld came into view. On the final day of travel, its violet skies and silver oceans once represented everything Zara knew. Now, after seeing Earth, it seemed somehow smaller. A delegation waited at the spaceport. Their formal robes and stern expressions told Zara this would not be a simple debriefing. The lead council member, Matron Vela, stepped forward. Her skin patterns were the most vibrant blue Zara had ever seen, a sign of pure Valorian heritage. "Representative Zara, you are summoned to appear before the full council." "Immediately," Vela announced without greeting. "I am prepared, Matron," Zara replied, matching the formal tone. The council chamber was circular with tiered seating for the 12 council members. Zara stood in the center, feeling exposed as all eyes focused on her. This emergency session addresses concerns regarding the Earth Alliance. Matron Vela began. Specifically, whether Representative Zara has provided objective assessment of the human species. A council member Zara recognized as Elder Crossed spoke next. The purists claim that Zara's genetic variance makes her susceptible to human influence. They suggest her positive reports stem from a desire for acceptance she lacks among her own kind. The accusation stung, but Zara kept her expression neutral. I would remind the council that my genetic profile was known when I was selected for this mission, she said. My language aptitude and diplomatic training were deemed more relevant than my appearance. Yet you have formed unusual attachments to these humans? Another council member observed, particularly to the scientist Lily Patel. So they had been monitoring her communications. Zara felt anger rise but controlled it. I have built relationships of trust as any diplomat must, she replied. Understanding humans requires more than observing from a distance. Elder Crossed leaned forward. Yet you were heard telling this human you would return to Earth, a promise made without council approval. Before Zara could respond, the chamber doors opened. A Valorian male entered. His skin was pale like Zara's, his eyes silver. He moved with a confidence she had never seen in anyone who looked like her. The council recognizes Ambassador Nex. Matron Vela announced. Zara stared in shock. Ambassador Nex was legendary, a diplomat who had negotiated peace between the Valorians and the Centauri decades ago. He was also, like her, a genetic variant, honored council. I request permission to speak on behalf of Representative Zara. Nex said, his voice commanding attention. Granted, Vela replied. Nex moved to stand beside Zara. I have reviewed all reports from the Earth mission. I find Representative Zara's assessments accurate and her conduct exemplary. You cannot be objective in this matter, Ambassador. A purist supporter on the council objected. You share her genetic variance. Precisely. Nex agreed, surprising everyone. I share her perspective, and it is that perspective that has served the Alliance for 60 cycles. My different appearance allowed me to connect with the Centauri in ways standard diplomats could not. Just as Zara's differences have helped her understand humans, murmurs spread through the chamber. The purists fear what they do not understand. Nex continued. They see difference as weakness. But the history of successful diplomacy proves otherwise. Those who stand between worlds often build the strongest bridges. Zara felt a surge of emotion. Ambassador Nex had just articulated what she had felt her entire life, is it not? True, Representative Zara, that humans found your appearance beautiful? Nex asked. It is true, she admitted. And did this change how you perceived yourself? Yes. Did it compromise your loyalty to Valoria? No, Ambassador. It strengthened my belief that different perspectives enhance understanding. It showed me that what some see as flaws, others see as gifts. Next, turn to the council. This is the essence of diplomacy. Seeing through other eyes. Learning that our way is not the only way. The purists would have us retreat into isolation. They fear humans because humans are different, but difference is not a threat. It is an opportunity. The council chamber fell silent as the members considered his words. Finally, Matron Vela spoke. We will deliberate. On this matter, the council will reconvene tomorrow with our decision. Outside the chamber, Ambassador Nex approached Zara. You handled yourself well, Representative. Thank you, Ambassador. I never expected such support. Nex smiled, a rare expression. Among Valorians, I have followed your career with interest. There are more of us than you might think. Those who look different, those who see different, those who build bridges. The purists claim we are flawed, Zara said. They are wrong, Nex replied. We are not flawed. We are adapted for connection, meant to understand what others cannot. Our appearance marks us as bridge builders. It is no accident that those like us often become the greatest diplomats. For the first time, Zara wondered if her differences were not random genetic variations, but something with purpose, something valuable. "Do you believe the Council will rule in our favor?" she asked. "I believe the Alliance needs Earth more than the purists realize," Nex answered. "And I believe you are exactly who we needed to build that connection." As they walked through the corridors of the Council building, Zara noticed other Valorians watching her, some with familiar judgment, some with new curiosity. She stood taller than she ever had before on her homeworld. The Council reconvened the next day. The chamber was fuller than before word had spread about the Human Alliance debate. Zara stood in the center again, but this time, Ambassador Nex stood beside her. Matron Vela called for order. "The Council has deliberated on the matter of the Earth Alliance and the role of Representative Zara. We have reached a decision." Zara held her breath. "The alliance with Earth will continue," Vela announced. "The Council finds no evidence that Representative Zara has been compromised." In her assessment of humans, relief washed over Zara, but Vela had not finished. "Furthermore, in light of the success of the initial diplomatic mission, we have decided to expand our engagement with Earth. We will establish a permanent embassy on their world." Murmurs of surprise spread through the chamber. "Ambassador Nex will oversee this initiative," Vela continued, "and Representative Zara will serve as the primary liaison between our worlds." Zara could hardly believe what she was hearing. Not only had she been vindicated, but she was being promoted, assigned to Earth permanently. As the formal session ended, Valorians approached to offer congratulations. Many looked at her with new respect. A few even studied her appearance with something like curiosity rather than judgment. "The tide is turning," Nex told her quietly. "The purists will always exist, but their influence wanes with each successful connection we forge with other species." "I never imagined this outcome," Zara admitted. "Sometimes we must leave home to find our true purpose." Nex replied, "I sense Earth has changed you. It has. Ambassador Earth showed me a different way of seeing myself. Then you have learned the most valuable lesson a diplomat can learn. That perspective is everything." The preparation for the new embassy consumed the next several weeks. Zara worked closely with Nex, selecting staff, arranging for cultural exchanges, and designing the physical embassy itself. Each decision brought her closer to returning, to Earth, closer to her promise to Lily. She sent messages when she could, but security protocols limited their communication. She wondered if Lily thought about her as often as she thought about Lily, if the human missed her presence, if the connection they shared would remain strong. Finally, the day of departure arrived. The diplomatic vessel larger than the Star Song waited in orbit, the first true Valorian embassy ship. A symbol of the Alliance's commitment to Earth, Zara stood on the observation deck watching her homeworld grow smaller as they departed. She felt none of the anxiety that had plagued her first journey to Earth. Instead, she felt purpose, a sense that she was exactly where she needed to be. The journey gave her time to reflect on how much had changed. She had left Valoria believing herself inadequate, plain unattractive by her people's standards. She returned to Earth knowing her differences were not flaws but gifts, that beauty existed in many forms, that perspective could change everything. Earth came into view on the final day of travel, the blue planet that had altered her life forever. The embassy ship established orbit and preparations began for the formal landing. Zara dressed in new ceremonial robes designed to honor both Valorian and Earth traditions. Her 4 hands now moved with confident purpose as she prepared for the ceremony. A message arrived from the surface, Admiral Kate welcoming the embassy delegation, and at the end, a personal note. Officer Patel has requested to be part of the reception committee. She speaks often of your friendship and has been counting the days until your return. Zara felt warmth spread through her chest. The human phrase butterflies in her stomach seemed suddenly appropriate. The landing shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere. The embassy would be located near a city called Vancouver, close enough to human population centers for cultural exchange, but with access to natural spaces, the Valorian staff would find comforting as the shuttle touched down. Zara saw the reception committee waiting. Flags from Earth nations and the Valorian alliance flew side by side, a symbol of connection between worlds. The door opened, Earth air rushed in, warm and humid, carrying scents of ocean and green growing things. Zara stepped forward, the first Valorian to set foot on Earth soil as a permanent representative. Admiral Kate stood at the front of the committee offering a formal greeting, but Zara's eyes sought out Lily, finding her, standing slightly behind the official delegation, her face bright with joy. The formal greetings were exchanged speeches, made promises of cooperation offered, but throughout Zara remained aware of Lily's presence, the human who had first called her beautiful, the one who had seen value in her differences. When the ceremony ended and the crowds dispersed, Lily approached. "Welcome back to Earth. I promised I would return," Zara replied. They walked together toward the embassy building, a structure of glass and stone designed to reflect both human and Valorian aesthetic principles. "The building is beautiful," Lily observed. "Yes," Zara agreed. "It honors both our worlds, both our perspectives." "Speaking of perspectives," Lily said, "I have something to show you." She led Zara to a side room where a large canvas hung on the wall. It was a painting of Zara. Standing tall, her four arms in elegant motion, her skin glowing against a background of stars and Earth. The artist had captured not just her appearance but something deeper. A strength, a purpose, a beauty that transcended worlds. "The artist asked for photos of you," Lily explained. She wanted to create the first official portrait of the Valorian ambassador to Earth. "It is how you see me," Zara said softly. "It is how many of us see you," Lily corrected. "Not just beautiful but important, a bridge between worlds." Zara looked at the image of herself through human eyes, the strange alchemy of perspective that had transformed her from outcast to ambassador, that had shown her beauty existed in many forms, that difference could be strength. "Among my people there is a saying," Zara told Lily. "What appears as darkness from one angle may be light from another. I never truly understood until I came to Earth. And now I understand that we need both perspectives, the Valorian and the human, the familiar and the different. Together they create something new, something better than either alone." Lily smiled. "That sounds like the perfect foundation for an embassy. And for friendship," Zara added, "and perhaps for more." As they stood together, Valorian and human in the light of a shared sun, Zara knew her journey had only begun. She who had once believed herself ugly had found beauty, and difference had become a bridge between worlds, and in that role she had found her true self. On Valoria, she had been defined by what she lacked. On Earth, she was valued for what made her unique. The woman who stood between worlds, not despite her differences but because of them.